So Disgaea 6 is finally here. I did hear about this yesterday, but I'm not one to just jump straight on the hype without thinking first. So I put my thoughts together and now I've finally decided to come out and say what I think. I wasn't really going to, but you know what? I like Disgaea and I do want to discuss it because I feel like people are taking this into perspective just a bit wrong, in my opinion. So Disgaea 6 has finally been, well, it's been shown, there's a trailer out for it, and personally I really like what they're going for, but I feel like a lot of people just don't understand progress, don't want evolution in the series. 3D graphics aren't going to hurt you guys, okay? It's not going to hurt you guys. And the 3D looks great. It looks like a proper evolution of what the 2D sprites were doing. And at this point, I feel like Disgaea was getting kind of stale, at least graphics wise. I feel like it peaked back in D2. Honestly, as soon as they started doing HD sprites, because it just felt like they just kept reusing the exact same ones over and over again with little to no change. And then they would sell it back to us as DLC in the next game. It just didn't seem right. And I feel like with this new approach that they're going with, there's more effort into making these characters. You can change them easier. There's going to be more dynamic animations because now, they're 3D. There's a camera involved that's going to be moved. There's just a lot more to do. It's just more dynamic when it comes to 3D models. And it means they'll have to put a bit more effort into it. Not to say that the 2D sprites, had no effort. They looked amazing, but it got stale after 3 or 4 games just reusing them. And of course, the new characters would get their own sprites, but for the most part, all the DLC was just reused characters we've seen multiple times before with nothing else added. So in that regards, yeah, I'm happy to see them go with a new direction because we haven't really seen Disgaea characters in 3D. There have been a few instances in spin-off games and such where we have seen a few of them and they were extremely stiff and not too appealing to look at. But in this regard, they've managed to perfectly translate the 2D sprites into a 3D setting. They're chibi, they're cute, they've still got the Disgaea art style, just again moved into 3D. So in that regards, I just think they did a good job, and I think we should take a second to realize that and appreciate that we're even getting a Disgaea game, because remember, before this, the series kind of looked like it was over. It really did. There was no prospect for Disgaea 6 coming out, but here we are, and I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool, I think. But I know a lot of people might still not exactly agree, but there you go. Now, another thing that's been said is that this is going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, but I don't particularly know about that because I'm seeing advertisements for it which say it's both on PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and I think that is what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, or at least if it starts off on Nintendo Switch, it's definitely going to quickly move to PS4. But again, all the adverts I'm seeing for it label it as PS4 and Switch. And I don't see why it wouldn't be on the PS4. I mean, they're going to be on the Japanese consoles. No one's expecting it to be on Xbox anytime soon, but PS4 and Nintendo Switch is kind of a necessity for something like this to come out. So I'm not really too worried. I'm sure it'll be out and I'll be reviewing it day one of release. Nothing really too spectacular about that. But another interesting thing about this one is it seems that, from the trailer we did see Laharo and Flon. So from that, I don't think they're going to be DLC characters. I think they're going to be part of the main story in some way, which is great because I'm not looking to pay, for some DLC to once again play as Flon and hopefully Etna as well. I'm not looking to pay for DLC for that, so it'd be nice if they are actually a part of the story, and it'd be nice to get, another story with them involved. Now, something I'm not really too fond of in this one particularly is the new main character. I can't remember his name, but I like the idea of him dying and becoming stronger, but he looks too similar to Laharo. In terms of design, it just feels like it's just another Laharo but with a horn. Like, he has the same kind of structure to him. He's got the same shorts, the same kind of shoe structure. Just everything about him just screams, this is an OC for Laharo. And in the same way that the little girl kind of looks like a fusion of like Raspberry and like one of the characters from Disgaea 5 or so. You know what I mean? They just seem very familiar and it doesn't look like they're trying to break away from the characters they've had before. We've had two kind of childish... We've had three actually. We've had like three characters who are like childish in nature and kind of just all look like Laharo. Like, you know, we had Laharo, we have this guy now, and we had from Disgaea 3 we had why am I losing my footing now? Weird, but you know, we had the one from Disgaea 3 Mao. So three characters who are basically designed exactly the same, and that's kind of boring. And it does look like he's a brawler type, or you know, someone who uses their fists, which again, kind of boring concept. We've seen it before. I feel like they should have picked a different class for him, you know, because again, we've had brawler classes, we've had sword fighters, we've had them too many times at this point, so it'd be cool just to get something different, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that's exactly happening. But overall, it does look like a good game, and I will be getting it. I'm just really excited to see what they do in terms of 3D, because there's a lot you can do with that. And especially in terms of animation, I'm just excited to see how over the top it can get, because with this style, there's so much more you can do now. So just hopefully it gets put in the right direction, and you know, Disgaea 7 or whatever comes next will be quickly around the corner. I'm still hoping for a Disgaea 2D fighter or something of the likes if this does do well. But that's basically all I had to say on it. So let me know what you guys think, and as always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will say goodbye.